Career change is the topic for today's career tip. Specifically, Jamie asked a question about what is the first step in making a career change. Well, making a career change is obviously a long, it's an involved process. There are many, many steps. And frankly, the first step is going to differ based on where you are. One simple example to consider is if you know exactly what you're looking for, what that next career is going to be for you, whether it's a new industry, a new role, a new location, or all of the above, then that's a very different calculation from if you're someone who has no idea what your next step is going to be. And so you can see that two people can be embarking on a career change from very, very different places. And so one consideration for the first step that you need to take is to start from where you are. That question around, do you have an idea what it is that you want to do versus do you have no idea what you want to do? That's obviously going to trigger what some of the first steps might be. If you have no idea what you want to do, doing some exploration around things that you enjoy, around things that you want from your work day, from your work environment, from your career overall, and what that path might look like. Those are considerations that you want to start brainstorming on, versus if you've already identified a specific destination, whether that's a new industry, a new role, a new location, or some combination of the above, then you can start really reverse engineering. Okay, I have that destination. What are some of the steps that might get me there? And so that very first step is going to depend. The other thing that you want to consider when really just starting out on that career change, and this is where I tend to differ over other career coaches who I found really harp on, look at your background, think about your skill set and your experience and how that might translate to other things. I actually don't start with a person's historical background. I don't assume that the next career is actually going to be related to what they've done before. I would instead encourage you to start with your interests over your skills. So really starting with just what am I curious about? What am I passionate about? What are the problems that I want to solve in my free time? What are the things that I read about? These are all questions that can help you hone in on what your interests are. And from there, you might be able to identify a specific industry or a specific role where you might then make your next career move. And then I would say the third thing about starting the career change is I would find a way to start today. And so that might mean right after you read this, you listen to this, you watch this, that you write down an action that you can take today. So if you're that person where you have no idea what it is that you want to do, and I had mentioned, pay attention to your interests, you could start keeping a journal, and you can journal just top 10 things that have caught your attention today. You can start reading some business and some news articles to start to identify some of these industries or problems that you're looking to solve. If you do have a notion of what you want to do, an industry that you're interested in, or a role that you're interested in, you can do some internet research on that to find the top competitors in that specific industry, or you can do some social media research, let's say on LinkedIn, to find people who have that current role, and you can just look at their background. So something as simple as reading more about a topic is something that you can start today. It's something you can do for free. It's something that you can manage your time and do in a few minutes, or you can take a few hours if you find yourself really getting interested in what it is you're looking at. But whatever you do, start today. If you can do all three of these things, really acknowledge where you are, get a sense of where you are, and start from where you are. If you can start from your interests rather than just thinking about your historical background and assuming that that's where you start. And if you can do something to start today, then you will be well positioned to start on your career change. And something to think about is, yes, it can be a long, involved process, but certainly you will find that you will be making movement day by day, week by week, and you might look up and it'll be a few months or it might be a year from now, and you might be in that new career that you thought had been so far away.